Layoffs in the tech sector are mounting. PayPal is the latest company to announce job cuts, slashing around 9% of its global workforce, about 2,500 jobs in all. This follows layoff announcements from Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Block, and eBay, just to name several. Joining us now with whether AI has played a role in these cuts, Alex Kantrowitz, founder of Big Technology and a CNBC contributor. Alex, good to see you.
Great to see you, too.
Probably some differences in terms of what's happening at these individual companies. I mean, a PayPal stock's been under a lot of pressure. They're trying to kind of reorient the company. eBay, slowish growth. But then you have the very profitable, large winners of tech that seem to be doing this ongoing pruning. What seems to be driving that?
Yeah, totally right. PayPal, that struggles. Google, why are they laying off? What I read from the call yesterday, what you heard Ruth Porat talk about, is that this is a culture thing. They're trying to build faster, and they're finding levels within the companies that's just holding them back. So they need to build faster. They understand they're under threat. This AI thing is real. It's not going away, and they can't have people holding them back. And so what they've been doing over the past year is finding places within the organization that they can trim so that they can get to a pace where they're shipping faster. So taking managers out, and then engineers who are skilled for a previous generation of technology, they're also leaving to make room for people who are more skilled for artificial intelligence.
So making room for other human beings who are skilled in executing the AI strategies, not necessarily somehow their jobs are getting automated.
Oh, definitely. This isn't like a moment where you're starting to see AI replace engineers at Google. Absolutely not. It's more about who can build the new generation of AI technology for us. Let's make room for them, give them room to run within the organization, not be held back by managers who are so skilled in the old technology but are not able to handle the new.
You know, there was a lot of, on both sides of what Elon Musk did with the former Twitter, with X, and just like eviscerating the staff and then just running the business, with a fraction of the previous headcount. I don't think any other company looks at that and says, hey, great idea. But maybe there's a revelation that over the huge growth period, and at a time of labor scarcity and, around the pandemic, that these companies just kind of added and added and added and preserved more people than were necessary to do the work.
Yeah, I ask every tech CEO, do you take inspiration for what Elon does?
Yeah.
And they'll say on the record, no, we don't. We would never want to do that. But in the group chats, they're all like, wow, that was an amazing move. We love that. How can we?
We're glad he did the experiment.
Yeah,
we didn't have to do it.
So he'd cut 70 or 80%. So if we cut 40, it's not that bad. That being said, he cut a lot of people in sales, and they've been struggling to make the same revenue numbers. So I don't think any executives go on a cut the way that Elon cut, but they do see that you can cut a lot of people and still keep the business running.
And the engineers that are getting laid off here, you mentioned that they're sort of more well-versed in the non-AI, old-school technologies. Are they finding places in other companies? What's the demand for those workers? And the manager is probably even tougher, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if you are hiring in this environment, you spent the last 5 years in the zero interest rate world trying to poach from Google, and you've been unsuccessful. Now some of those mid-level Google engineers are shaking free. This is your dream. So you just need to hold your hand up in this job environment if you're a former Google engineer and you're going to get offers. Now, there are some companies that are going to be a little bit reticent because Google has been viewed by the tech world as a summer camp where you don't have to do much. And it might be a shock for those people within Google to go find new employment. But that being said, this is a job seekers market, right? They can go and get that work.
Are you seeing any impact on return to office? In other words, as the job market in tech becomes tighter, you see more people getting laid off. Is there perhaps a more imperative from these companies to come back to the office, or is that not really part of it?
Yeah, there are loopholes, right? If your best performers are not coming back to the office, you're not going to fire them, right? So there's going to be this two-tier thing where the 10X engineers don't really have to come back, and then the rank and file will, and there might be some tension there. Also, a lot of people are going into the office, badging in, going home, working from home. So I don't expect to see the mass cuts from return to office that a lot of people are talking about.
Real quick, some of those laid off by Elon Musk, probably gleeful over the judge's decision to deny his compensation. What do you make of that?
Elon's making just way too much money, right? $50 billion is too much.
But look at the value he's created. That went from $60 billion in market cap to $650. Who's to say
it went to 1.2 trillion for a minute, and now it's back to 650.
So, look, he's definitely entitled to make some money here, right? But $50 billion is just, do we not have a problem with CEO pay in this country? That being said, to go this route, to go through the court, they say, well, we didn't really understand that he knew the fact that they were going to make these benchmarks. Like, come on. Like, they've gone from 50 billion to 650 billion. Yeah. No one predicts that. If they predicted that, they'd be buying more. And they're now saying, okay, so he has Tesla stock anyway, so he's fairly compensated. That's such a ridiculous argument. So
also, interesting timing that before this ruling, he said, I deserve more shares for this AI reason, so it's not about the money.
Yeah, maybe he knew it was coming, but you're just like, you can't do that. If you're a court, you can't retroactively 4 years of pay, say, he didn't earn it. Of course he earned it.
And what if he had sold some of those? What if he had exercised those options?
Well, that's the fascinating part.
He's not allowed to for
not now,
but years. But maybe this sparks the needed conversation about CEO compensation in this country.